So you want to learn how to make anime, you want to learn animation, but everything just seems so overwhelming, and learning those animation softwares just seems so daunting. In this video, I'm going to be using Clip Studio Paint to ease your pressures. I'll help you understand the chaos that you see with the genga, what that actually means, the storyboards, the animations, all of that, how it's put together. I watched a lot of animation tutorials so you don't have to, and I've made it very digestible. After this video is done, you 100% will know how to animate in Clip Studio Paint on a very basic level, giving you the foundational building blocks to then learn the more complex stuff over time. We've had multiple animation tutorials on the channel before, but for this series of animation tutorials is going to go brick by brick, so you understand all you need to make anime. I'm an animator, but also a manga creator. Apple Black published worldwide early episodes and chapters on Webtoon due to our partnership with them. Published in Saturday AM, where a bunch of our series are together in a fighting game. Go wishlist that on Steam and follow the Steam page, but that's 3D animation. One step at a time. Today is about the basics. You open up Clip Studio Paint, File, New, then hit the animation icon. Take a mental note of all the settings. 1920 by 1080 is the standard, 200 on each end, and 12 frames per second. A lot of anime is animated in 12 frames per second, but then exported in 24. We're animating, so we have it at 12. Leave the settings like so and hit OK. I like to pull the canvas up a little bit, go up to Windows, and then make sure I have the timeline window turned on. Timeline window at the bottom, layer window to the right. They usually mirror each other in certain ways, and you can tell just by looking. That's not a regular folder, it's an animation folder. We can create a new layer, have it be outside the animation folder. We can label it sketch, and then notice how it's mirrored in the timeline window. I'm gonna have this frame template that I cooked up. Knowing how to use this is not necessary for the basics, so we're gonna skip it for now. But stay tuned for more tutorials where we break it down. I'll also have it free to download on my Gumroad, as well as maybe the contents of this animation. But if you notice, the template is in a regular folder, everything put together in there. But that works very different than an animation folder. An animation folder is one you can put cels in. You see that number 1? That means there is one cell in that animation. And then all these numbers above are the frames. Notice how it's numbered. Remember, it's 12 frames per second. So once it hit 12 frames, we get the first second. We can slide this all on, click and drag the blue to have us decide how many frames we want to work with. Let's pull it down so we're only working with fewer frames. Look at all the tools here. You're not going to need to know everything here, but the play button will just have you go across the timeline. You can also click on the spots you want. But let's click on that number 1. And then on the canvas, we're going to draw an X. This means that throughout all those frames, right now is at 4 seconds. Because there's one cell occupying all 4 seconds, all 48 frames. When we hit play or scrub through the timeline, it's only going to show that X. And if you notice in the layer window in the animation folder, we only have that one cell in there. Now, if we hit this button to create a new animation cell, it'll automatically create the second one. And then all of a sudden, the X is gone. Within that timeline from 1 to 2 is going to show that X, but then from 2 to the end of the 48 frames will be nothing unless we draw a square. Again, when we created that second cell, it also created a second cell layer in the animation folder in the layer window. We do a third for a circle and a fourth for, you guessed it, a triangle. Now, if you hit play, it will go through all 48 frames, but let's pull that back even further. All the cells evenly spaced out. Now you hit play, and this is how it works. Again, remember, this is an animation folder, not a regular folder. You can't create cells in regular folders. Regular folders just act like regular folders. This is an onion skin. If we turn on the onion skin, it would allow us to see what cell comes before it and what cell comes after, depending on the settings for the onion skin. Right here, I have my settings to show what comes before and after in a faded way, and it's color coded. So red is what comes before, and then green is what comes after. You can edit these. You can already imagine how handy this is when doing actual animation, especially for drawing in-betweens for the keyframe. You can create shortcuts for all of these keys versus going in there to click on every little thing. The ones I find that come in handy is you go to Clip Studio Paint, Command Bar Settings, and then you can create shortcuts. Really for all the tools in Clip Studio Paint. But under Menu Controls, under Animation and Edit Track, which is kind of like the timeline, I make a shortcut 7. Allow me scrub through the timeline much easily so I can just go from cell to cell. Using 7 for a previous cell, basically scrubbing backwards, and then 9 scrubbing forwards to the next cell. I have shortcut 8 as my play and stop button, and these kind of speed the process a little bit. So if you see things playing or you see me scrubbing across the timeline without my mouse cursor thing, then I'm just using shortcuts. Keeping it basic, but just know you can make shortcuts for a lot of stuff. Then under Animation, Show Animation Cells, then to Onion Skin Settings, settings, this is where you get to play with what we discussed earlier. I have that faded red for what's before it and the green for what's after. You can click and drag the cels if you want the timing to be changed. This way you can linger longer on certain cels versus others. But again, remember, you can't create cels in regular folders. You have to create an animation folder if you want to do something else, which you will need to, especially if you want to get that anime look. There are a lot of animation folders that will come into play. Notice how the icon to create an animation cel is pretty much disabled while we're on a regular folder, but it's switched on when we're on an animation folder. A lot of those animation icons will be switched off on regular folders. If you click on one of the frames in between two cels and you create an animation cel, it will automatically give it a name. And again, it will create a layer in the layer window inside the animation folder. Because the onion skin is on, we can see what comes before and what's after, but we don't have anything actually there. Do a little zigzag, and now that's been added to our animation. You see how it created a 3A? If you keep creating cels in between, you'll get a 3A, 3B, 3C. It can get kind of messy and cluttered, but if you want the numbers to be organized, you can play around with the settings under animation, edit track, and then rename in timeline order. This would kind of just label everything numbered accordingly. It'll be reflected in the timeline window as well as the layer window. Now, instead of 1, 2, 3, 3A4, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, we can rearrange things, move things around, all within this 1 second for all these 12 frames. Another thing you can do is click on the cel, the first part of the cel, and hit on this icon, which allows you to relink cels. And essentially, this allows us to link this to a layer. A little confusing because the layers and the cels have the same name because they're linked. When a layer and a cel is linked, they share the same name. But really here, we're linking to the layer. So on 5, we could link it to 4. Now, all of a sudden, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. And so the drawing on that cel doesn't change. You might as well have just left it the same. These tricks can come in handy when doing actual animation, so it's good to know. But notice that layer 5 in the layer window didn't delete, it still exists, but nothing is linked to it. You can also click at any frame. It doesn't have to be the start of the cel. And so on this frame, which is part of cel 4 linked to layer 4, hit that icon, and now we can link it to layer 5. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5. Relink 3 to 5, and now we have 1, 2, 5, 4, 4, 5. There is no 3, even though layer 3 still exists, it's just not linked to anything. Back on the onion skins, you can also decide how many skins, quote unquote, cels you want to see. Sometimes you might want to see not just the previous cel, you want to see 2 cels before at the same time, but that can be a little bit cluttered, so you can just keep it at 1. 1 going forward and 1 going back. If you hit on those colors, you'll be able to change the colors to whatever you want. Basically, Pimp My Ride Clip Studio Paint Edition. You hit this icon to create a new animation folder. When you do this, it creates an animation folder in the layer window, but there's nothing in it. There aren't any cels, so you just click on one of the frames and then you can create a new cel. Usually this would match how many frames you're working on. Right now, it's just 12 frames, given when that blue cursor is. And this will also create a layer in the animation folder in the layer window. If you wanted to extend beyond that blue cursor, even though it's not going to play, you can't. You just have to click and drag from the top right tiny box, but it's not going to matter right now because we're still just working with those first 12 frames. Now in this animation folder on cel 1, linked to layer 1, we can draw something else. We can have multiple things happening simultaneously on our canvas. Have this little blue circle. I can even fill it in. Depending on how you fill it in, there's going to be nothing underneath that X, but it doesn't matter. And you can adjust the blue cursor however you want. Just make sure it's getting all that you want, because when you export, it might just export just what's within the blue, or what we're able to scrub through, if that makes sense. But I'm going to put it back at 12. And now when you hit play, see what it does. Now we're seeing what's behind our blue because of how the animation folders are stacked in the timeline window. If I pull the animation folder below and then hit play, this is what we have. A weird animation, but it gets the point across as to what you're capable of doing. Same as before, you can create new cels. The onion skin is still on, so you can see how it's reflected on the canvas. We can do something else, change the color, and then hit play, and this is what we get. This, ladies and gentlemen, are the absolute basics of how to animate in Clip Studio Paint. My advice to you guys is to keep messing with it, creating cels, moving them around, getting very comfortable with the software. Sometimes you can have a layer that's not an animation folder or even a folder. It could just be a one-off image underneath everything, and that can serve as a background to, say, maybe you're animating a bird flying around in the sky. There's tools in here for cameras. There are many ways all of this can get a lot more complicated, but also a lot cooler. However, just knowing these basics would allow you to grasp any animation tutorial within Clip Studio Paint much easier. You'll get this tutorial overall even better if you have some familiarity with Clip Studio Paint. You can ink, color, you get blending modes, effects, all stuff I also teach on the channel, filters and all of that. But even if you just follow exactly as I did, you should be fine. Now look, there's a lot more going on. Understanding keyframes, in-betweens, what these lines mean when you're animating characters like this, how they're shaded, how studios work. Some people still animate on paper, doing the little mixed media, blending it in with maybe OpenTunes or Clip Studio Paint, because there are other software for animation, not just Clip Studio Paint. And just generally, there's a lot going on. But again, if you understand these basics, you almost can learn everything else on your own. It's still good to digest ideas and concept, tips, techniques, tricks from others and other studios. Everybody kind of works slightly differently here and there, but there are some general standards that everybody adheres to. Things that almost all studios do to make sure that everybody working on the same animation knows what's going on. But again, if you're working on your own project, you might not even need to learn these things, or you can come up with your own ways of doing them, even after you've learned how they do it. I remember the first time I learned everything I just taught you in this video, and it just eased the pressure and the overwhelming sense of understanding animation overall, at least with this software. Because a lot of times it can seem very overwhelming when really you only need to know a few things to get started. I've even done many animations on this channel, but more to come. And if you do want to see more, you do want to understand what those lines mean, what those colors mean, how impact frames work, how do you add color, the lines, what happens when you're using multiple animation folders. I'll be making more tutorials, so if you don't want to miss it, support the Patreon to help the video, as well as My Manga Apple Black. If you want to support our upcoming fighting game, go wishlist on Steam, as well as follow the Steam page. We're almost at 10,000 wishlists already. That'll be an amazing milestone. The next animation tutorial will cover like the hair flowing animation, but you guys can leave suggestions as to other things you want to see. Make sure to like this video, Holy Ghost smash that subscribe button, and hit the bell so you stay notified each time I upload absolutely anything, as well as a bunch of other places. Read early episodes for free on the webtoon, and so much more. Watch more videos. There's so much you can do to support the channel as well as my manga. Appreciate all the support so far already. It's White Manga, and I'm Audi 9000.